And our exclusive EWTN News Nightly poll finds that in the West, health care is the #1 most important issues for Catholics. In Arizona, the topic of pre-existing conditions is heating up as one of the country's closest races is underway. It's a race that could determine which party controls the U.S. Senate. Correspondent Jason Calvi reports from Tempe, Arizona. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Lauren. The Obamacare debate is back after Senator John McCain famously voted no on its replacement back in 2017. Now Democratic candidate Kyrsten Sinema is blaming her opponent for trying to take away protections for those with pre-existing conditions. But Republican Martha McSally says that's a lie.
Obamacare right now is failing people who have pre-existing conditions.
But Democrats attack Republican Martha McSally over her vote to replace Obamacare. That law does offer protections for people with pre-existing conditions.
Martha McSally voted to allow insurance companies to deny coverage to people like our son.
The Democrats have nothing to run on right now, right? So they're going back to their regular playbook of fear tactics.
So the former fighter jet pilot shoots back inside this Jewish synagogue in Scottsdale, in a state Donald Trump won by 3.5 points.
People with pre-existing conditions cannot be denied coverage, that they are not going to be turned away, right? And so we've got to make sure that we cover that. But there's better ways to do this than Obamacare. Obamacare is federal, one-size-fits-all, $1 trillion of taxes.
While Democrat Kyrsten Sinema promises to fight the GOP on health care.
It's why Kyrsten Sinema voted to stop a new age tax on health care for Arizonans aged 50 and over and protect coverage for 2.8 million Arizonans with pre-existing conditions.
12 more days of ads. That's when polls close. Voters in this swing state, bombarded by ads, already are casting ballots.
There's too much on both sides to understand. There's just so many nasty comments, I don't know what to believe.
But McSally says she believes.
But I was propelled by the grace of God on a path of service, a path of doing something meaningful with my life, of looking every day as if it is a gift.
An Arizona Republican insider tells me he was very worried about McSally's chances of winning this race until he says something very important happened. The controversy over the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court, he says, propelled this former Air Force fighter jet pilot, propelled her campaign, and now the Cook Political Report says this race is a toss-up. Lauren?
Capitol Hill correspondent Jason Calvi. Thank you, Jason.